So now my data is organized and I have represented it in a better way. It's easier to read, it's easier to remember. This way of recording data is called a tally chart. Why did I call it that? Why do we call it that? Because we use tallies to represent the data. Okay, so how many people chose tea? That's a 5, remember? 6, 7. 7 people chose tea. How many people chose coffee? 4. How many people chose orange juice? 3. What did we use to represent the data? We used a tally chart. There's another way that we could use to record the data, and that's called a frequency table. So on this side, I'm going to draw the exact same chart as before. Remember, before we had like this big rectangle, and I told you before we need a title. Again, I'm going to give this chart a title. Here, I will write favorite drink, which is the drink that everyone chose. Okay, and then we had to split this here again and make a half like this. This was what drink did I offer and how many people chose. We're going to come to this part in a second. Here, I offered them tea, I offered them coffee, and I offered them orange juice. So they could choose their favorite drink from these 3 options, okay? So again, we had a title. We had to label the drinks, tea, coffee, and orange juice. Here, I use tallies to record the data. Here, I'm going to choose something called a frequency table. A frequency table is basically writing the number next to each option. Okay, so here, frequency. Frequency means, grade 3 students, frequency means how many times it has been repeated. Okay, that's the meaning of the word frequency. How many times it was repeated. So T, remember here, we had a 7. So we're easily writing a 7 like this. Type on. Coffee, 4. Orange juice, 3. We just made a frequency table. Okay, let's look at both of them at the same time. We have a tally chart and a frequency table. Both of them show us the data that I collected from my guests. Okay, I had one question. I took a survey. A survey means to ask a group of people a question. I took a survey and I asked them, what would you like to drink? I had many answers, and we called those answers or information data. Then I had to organize the data. Okay, I could organize it as a tally chart using those tallies, or I could use a frequency table to write the drink or the choices that they had with how many times it has been repeated.